Have you ever heard of Libya? This country is not only famous for its oil and deserts, but also for its hidden secrets. From the Ghadames oasis, where men and women have separate walkways, to losing your passport and becoming a resident for a month, Libya is full of surprises. You'll discover forbidden desert zones where tribal law rules every step, and the world's largest man-made irrigation project. Let's dive into 15 shocking facts and taboos about Libya right now. Number 15. The only city in the world divided by gender and height. About 400 miles southwest of Tripoli, near the dry border with Algeria, lies Ghadames, nicknamed the White Pearl of the Desert. It's one of North Africa's oldest, most beautiful, and most unusual oasis cities. Not only is it recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it also stuns the world with a social rule you'll find nowhere else. Ghadames is built as a 3-level city, entirely by hand, without any machinery. The bottom level is a shaded walkway for men, while the rooftops of the white houses, connected like a maze, form streets reserved for women. Women move along these rooftops, connected by corridors and stairs. There's an unwritten rule that's lasted for centuries. Women only leave the rooftops after all men have gone inside. But that's not the only odd thing. Women in Ghadames are encouraged to wear bright makeup at home and never cover their faces, while men wrap scarves over their faces outside to protect themselves from the hot sand and sun. The city is also famous for its eco-friendly architecture. Homes made from mud, stone, and palm wood, with thick walls for natural insulation and courtyards that act like ancient air conditioners. UNESCO once called Ghadames a model of ancient sustainable urbanization, not just because of its natural materials, but because its design protects dignity, privacy, and social balance. Number 14. Be careful with your passport in Libya. Think losing your passport while traveling is the worst thing that could happen. Maybe, but only if it happens in a place like Libya, where leaving the country isn't just paperwork, but a test of patience and luck. After the civil war, Libya's government is fragmented, and every office is its own world. Unlike Europe, where you can just visit an embassy, fill out a form, and get a temporary document in 48 hours. In Libya, that's a luxury. You'll face a forever after hours bureaucracy, understaffed offices, disconnected departments, and local officials who can't legally let you leave without central approval. There have been cases where American tourists were held for up to 60 days just because there was no one available to verify a lost passport. At some airports, you need an exit paper from the Ministry of Interior. But that office might be closed due to a power outage, or simply not working that week. To put it in perspective, lose your passport in Turkey and you could leave in 2 days. In neighboring Tunisia, it usually takes 3 to 7 days. But in Libya, 3 weeks is considered lightning fast. 2 months is normal. 4 months, nobody's surprised. So if you think you're prepared for anything, remember these tips. Always scan your passport and send a copy to family back home. Carry your birth certificate, driver's license, or a backup ID if you have one. And most importantly, never put your passport in checked luggage, a sleeping bag, or an unlocked hotel room. Number 13. Libyan men and the 4-wife marriage crisis. Did you know that in Libya, any man can legally marry up to 4 wives? But don't think it's a paradise. Most men don't even have one, and many never marry at all. It's true, not a joke. Under current Islamic law, Libyan men can have up to 4 wives, but only if their current wife agrees in writing. In reality, though, that's not how it works out. According to Libya's National Statistics Agency in 2023, the average age for men to marry has risen to nearly 32, 5 years higher than before the Civil War. The reason isn't fear of commitment, but the high cost of getting married. Dowries, wedding expenses, Housing and post-marriage finances are huge burdens in an unstable economy, with youth unemployment over 48% in some southern regions. In this situation, marrying a second, third, or fourth wife is nearly impossible for most people. Islamic law requires husbands to treat all wives equally: money, housing, time, and even affection. Favor one wife, and you're breaking religious law. So today, only the very rich or elite, big businessmen, those with oil income, can even think about polygamy. Most young people give up, stay single for years, or marry much later than ever before. Number 12. No-go zones for foreigners in the southern desert. Did you know there are places in Libya where foreigners can't go unless they have an invitation from a local tribe or a special security permit? Areas like Murzouk, Katroun, and Ubari, deep in the southern Sahara, are known as soft no-go zones. No fences, no warning signs, but one wrong move and you could disappear without a trace. Why? Because these are home to mysterious and powerful native tribes, especially the Tubu and Tuareg, nomadic desert peoples who once ruled the trans-Saharan trade routes for centuries. These communities have their own laws, leaders, and sometimes don't even recognize the central government. The Tubu are known as fierce desert warriors, riding off-road vehicles instead of camels and controlling illegal oil routes. At times, the Libyan government has warned or outright banned foreigners from entering these areas. The Tuareg, famous for their blue-face veils, have a mysterious culture, desert music, and even a gender-reverse society where women handle the economy and men are the ones who cover their faces. Some suspect the Tuareg have harbored rebel groups moving from Mali or Algeria into Libya, making the area highly sensitive for security. Many journalists, photographers, or curious travelers have been denied entry, stopped for random checks, or even invited to leave in the middle of the desert if they didn't have a local sponsor. Number 11. Libyans used to get free houses. Can you imagine a country where housing is free, healthcare costs nothing, college has no tuition, and even living expenses are deposited straight into your bank account? Sounds like fantasy, but that was reality in Libya under Muammar Gaddafi. Following his own brand of Islamic socialism, Gaddafi once declared, "Housing is a human right." He made it policy. Many families were given land, homes, and free living expenses, especially in resettlement areas and poverty support programs. While 100% free didn't apply everywhere, in many cities people really did get new homes with no mortgage debt. That's almost unthinkable if you're from the US, where the average home price in 2024 is over $420,000. Not only housing, but healthcare and education were also 100% funded by the state. People paid no hospital bills, no tuition from elementary through university, and if eligible, could study or get medical care abroad for free. This policy lasted for decades thanks to Libya's massive oil revenues. Libya has one of Africa's largest oil reserves, and Gaddafi used this money to subsidize electricity, living costs, fuel, and sometimes even sent cash directly to citizens as a kind of national dividend. Although this system collapsed after 2011, many Libyans, especially the older generation, still remember those days as a real-life dream. Number 10. Social media can get you in trouble. In many countries, social media is where you share lunch photos, post vacation pics, or debate politics. But in Libya, even an innocent Facebook comment or a funny WhatsApp sticker can put you on a watch list, or worse, get you summoned for questioning. Libya still enforces one of North Africa's strictest internet censorship systems, especially since the civil war. Government and local armed groups can monitor online activity, not just for citizens, but also for foreigners living or traveling there. Keywords related to religion, politics, tribes, or the military are watched 24/7. Some local telecoms automatically filter content, blocking websites seen as provocative or socially destabilizing. VPNs might help you get around blocks, but using one can also be tracked, especially if you don't know how to set it up safely. Travelers have had their SIM cards blocked, internet cut off, or been told to delete apps when entering areas controlled by armed groups. There are even reports of WhatsApp messages being extracted and used as evidence in secret investigations. Number 9. The custom of burying money underground. In Libya, trust in modern banks has never been as strong as trust in a well-hidden clay jar buried underground. For generations, especially in rural or tribal areas, Libyans, especially wealthier families, have stored valuables like gold, silver, jewelry, and even cash by wrapping them in oilcloth and burying them under their homes or in the backyard. Why? They don't trust the financial system and fear war, sanctions, or sudden government collapse. This tradition became even more common after 2011 when Gaddafi's regime fell and many banks temporarily shut down. People had to find ways to protect their assets, and underground suddenly became the safest place. Some families have buried tens of thousands of dollars under floor tiles next to the bathroom or under a tree in the yard. Sometimes only one family member knows the exact spot. The result? After every period of chaos, there are reports of people digging up ancient treasures, not for relics, but for forgotten dowries. In Tripoli, more than 30 kilograms of gold was once found in a clay jar during a house demolition. Number 8. Libya. Night owls and daytime sleepers. Think jet lag only comes from changing time zones? Visit Libya, where cultural jet lag will really confuse American travelers. In many urban areas, especially Tripoli, daily life is almost the opposite of the West. People sleep during the day and work or socialize at night, especially in summer when daytime temperatures can top 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, and during Ramadan when Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset. At these times, nightlife truly begins. Cafes stay open until 2 to 3 a.m. Supermarkets are packed at midnight, and some offices even run night shifts to avoid the scorching daytime heat. If you call at 9 a.m. and nobody answers, don't be surprised. Your Libyan friend might still be sleeping after a family gathering that ended at 1 a.m. This isn't just a personal habit, it's a deeply rooted cultural time pattern shaped by climate, religion, and desert history. Unlike Western countries where the early bird gets the worm is a common saying, in Libya, night owls are the survivors. The best performers aren't early risers, but those who can nap at 4 p.m. Number 7. Never touch a man's hair or beard. Don't let friendliness lead you into a serious mistake. Never touch a Libyan man's hair or beard, even if you're close friends, business partners, or family. In many areas like Fezzan, Sabha, or Gat, a beard isn't just facial hair. It's a symbol of honor, pride, and dignity. If you playfully stroke someone's beard, they might get angry on the spot. It's seen as a public insult and could even lead to a sudden fight. Unlike other Muslim countries where it's just considered odd, in Libya, especially among tribal groups like the Tuareg or Amazigh, a beard is a key cultural symbol. Some elders even grab their beards while speaking as a way of swearing an oath, similar to honoring ancestors. In a 2021 survey by the North Africa Intercultural Study, over 80% of Libyan men said touching their beard without permission is a serious insult, and the rate is even higher among older men. So if you visit Libya, greet people, shake hands, offer tea, but never touch a man's beard. For Libyans, a single beard hair can carry a lifetime of pride. Number 6. Libya has the world's largest irrigation project. When people think of the world's great engineering feats, they usually mention the Panama Canal, China's Three Gorges Dam, or the Colorado River system in the U.S. But many forget about the world's largest irrigation project in Libya, recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. In 1983, under Muammar Gaddafi, Libya launched a bold plan, building the Great Man-Made River. The goal was to bring fresh water from a prehistoric underground ocean beneath the Sahara, the Nubian sandstone aquifer system, one of the world's largest groundwater sources, formed over 20,000 years ago when the Sahara was a jungle. The project cost over $25 billion, over $85 billion in today's money, and took decades, with more than 1,300 wells drilled as deep as 1,640 feet and over 2,800 miles of underground pipelines. These pipes were made in special factories built just for the project. Amazingly, much of the system doesn't use electric pumps, but relies on natural elevation differences, letting fresh water flow by gravity from southern Libya to northern cities like Tripoli, Benghazi, and Sirte. Today, over 70% of Libya's drinking water comes from this project, including water for homes, farms, hospitals, and factories. Although called the eighth wonder of the world, this project is almost forgotten, partly for political reasons, partly because it's hidden underground. Number 5. The timeless beauty of Leptis Magna. Hidden on the Mediterranean coast about 80 miles, 130 kilometers east of Tripoli, Leptis Magna isn't just an ancient ruin. It's one of the best preserved Roman cities on Earth. If Rome was the center of power, Leptis Magna was once the symbol of prosperity at the empire's edge. Now, it's a rare archaeological gem that visitors can almost have to themselves. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Leptis Magna stuns visitors with its grand stone theaters, an arena seating over 16,000, marble public baths, and especially Roman mosaics still intact after nearly 2,000 years. No glass barriers, no long lines. You can actually walk among the arches, columns, and squares built by Emperor Septimius Severus in the 2nd century. It doesn't feel like a museum visit, but like stepping into living history. Every stone and street tells the story of an empire that once ruled Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. And the strange thing? Despite its spectacular beauty, Leptis Magna is almost empty. While Pompeii gets over 2 million visitors a year, Leptis Magna, just as big, sees only a few hundred people each month, mostly archaeologists and adventurous travelers. If you've ever dreamed of touching ancient Rome without crowds of selfie takers, Leptis Magna is your chance. Number 4. Women-only cafes in Libya. In a society where traditional Islamic norms still shape daily life, the rise of women-only cafes in Libya is both surprising and bold. But it's real. In Tripoli, Misrata, and Benghazi, Libya's 3 biggest cities, women-exclusive cafes like Al Hanaya, Banat Misrata, and Sisters Space Cafe are quietly starting a cultural shift. Men are completely banned, even as staff. Owners, workers, and customers are all women. Many places even have security to ensure total privacy. Women come not just for coffee or mint tea, but to work, study, share personal stories, and, most importantly, breathe freely. An informal survey in Tripoli found that 63% of young women, 18 to 35, feel women's cafes are the only place where they feel safe, heard, and truly themselves. Inside, many women remove their headscarves, talk about marriage, parenting, business plans, or just hang out and laugh openly. Some cafes host workshops, life skills classes, or entrepreneurship training for women only. Sarah, owner of Banat Misrata, says, "We didn't open this cafe to fight men. We opened it to survive, to have a space where women can feel strong, confident, and respected." Number 3. Alcohol is absolutely forbidden. You might carry a bottle of wine when traveling in Europe, or enjoy a beer in Muslim countries like Jordan, Egypt, or even the UAE, as long as you're in the right place. But in Libya, it's totally different. Alcohol isn't just banned, it's treated like an illegal drug. Under strict Islamic law enforced since Gaddafi's time, All forms of owning, drinking, or transporting alcohol are illegal for both locals and foreigners. Even a tiny 25-ounce bottle in your suitcase could get you detained at the airport, questioned, have your luggage confiscated, or even be deported on the spot. But here's the surprise. Despite the harsh laws, alcohol still exists underground in Libya. In big cities like Tripoli and Benghazi, the black market for imported liquor is widespread, with prices 5 to 10 times higher than in the U.S. Many locals also make their own homebrewed spirits, using secret recipes, something Libyans call boca. Some families even have a tradition of secret distilling, and homemade beer is found in the suburbs. The government often raids and arrests homebrewers, confiscating entire barrels, but demand remains strong. Number 2. No official Coca-Cola. Can you believe that in a world where Coca-Cola is a global icon, there's a country that banned it for decades? Not North Korea or Iran, but Libya. Under Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, Coca-Cola was seen as a symbol of American imperialism and banned nationwide. In the late 1970s, Gaddafi began a campaign against Western cultural symbols. He declared Coca-Cola was not just a drink, but the liquid of dependence. In a 1983 speech, he said, "We don't drink what our enemies make." The ban was enforced. No imports, no sales of Coca-Cola anywhere in Libya. Instead, the government allowed production of a local soda called Burke, made by Burke Soft Drink Company. Burke tastes similar to Coke, but is sweeter, less fizzy, stronger in caramel flavor, and has nothing that hints at Western culture. Even as late as 2009, Burke held over 60% of the soft drink market in Tripoli. Still, Coca-Cola found its way back through smuggling from Tunisia and Egypt. You might spot real Coke cans in fancy hotels, shops serving foreigners, or on the black market. At times, a smuggled Coke cost 4 to 5 times more than Burke, becoming a cool and pricey status symbol for Libyan youth. Number 1. Pork is completely banned. Unlike other Muslim countries like Indonesia, Morocco, or even the UAE, where tourists can still buy pork in international supermarkets or hotels, Libya is totally locked down on pork. No gray areas, no exceptions. You can't bring it, buy it, or eat it. Not even a stray piece of bacon accidentally packed in your luggage. At the airport, if you're caught with any pork product, even canned or ready-to-eat food from abroad, you could be detained, fined, or denied entry. In supermarkets, there's no pork section, and all imported meat must be halal certified, including chicken sausage, turkey ham, or jerky snacks. Libyans are also very sensitive about the word pork. They even avoid mentioning it at meals or in public, as a sign of religious respect. So Libya isn't just a land of oil and deserts. It's a place full of cultural shocks that can catch any traveler off guard. Every taboo in Libya reveals a completely different world. Have you ever experienced something similar in another country? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to discover more shocking secrets from around the globe.